This is my Sig Sauer MCX Virtus. Pretty much my #1 rifle for AEG and Airsoft. It's not real steel, so calm down, please. And yes, I did purchase this at airsoftgi.com. I'll give you guys a link down below. I think they have some in stock right now, so if you want one, definitely recommend it. If you have the cash for it, definitely get it. It's awesome. Let's start from tip to butt with this guy. First, it's a CDR2 flash and tracer unit combo. So I don't really use tracer units. I don't play CQB or anything indoors. If I get indoors, it's going to be one of the containers at a D14. It does have the flashy effect whenever you fire some BBs out there. It's not super consistent, but it's consistent enough to where they'll know where you're shooting from, because it's just a nice little bright flash that comes up on there. Tracer unit, I don't really use it, but I do have some tracer BBs. I might just run it just for the fun of it, but I mostly got this for the effect, and it's just a cool looking flash hider, compensator, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's 14mm, so it fits perfectly there. It looks great with the MCX. For the battery, I use a Titan 3000 brick battery that I have housed in their proprietary M-LOK PEC box. It's just a huge battery that fits in there. You can tell I do have zip ties on here, and that's because the little screw kitty. Oh, I know, Mr. Pickles. So anyway, the threads that it screws into is plastic. This is all 3D printed, so it tends to lose the threads after a bit when you tighten it down just a little too much. So I zip tied it on there, wrapped it up. I did order one a while. The first one I ordered, I had that issue. I reached out to Titan and they sent me a new one, but after a bit, the same thing happened. This starts to get loose. I was afraid it was going to fall off, so I just zip tied it on there. I could run a battery on the inside, but the battery you could stick in there it's fairly small, and as much as I shoot, as much as I love to run full auto with a drum mag sometimes, it just doesn't last the whole day. And I have a very happy trigger finger, because sometimes people don't call it, so you got to shoot them 6 more times, I guess. Anyway, so yeah, I do have the wire sticking up out here, and I swapped it to me over to Dean's for a better connection. Yeah, there's just not enough room there, so run it out, stick the battery out here, PEC box, boom, Dean's, shoots great. Also have a little base here for the run cam, which thank you again, Superboy Sauce. Subscribe to his channel, real cool dude. Some great videos as well. I've taught him a few things, but on the bottom side of it, we have some M-LOK covers I got from Amazon, along with which came with the hand stop here, which I like to get a good grip right there. This is mostly how I run it. Sometimes, depending on the situation, I'll switch over to the Magpie foregrip right here. Sometimes I'll go like this, sometimes I go with a C-clamp right there. Just depends on how I'm feeling that day. So I got both options. I did cover up the rails here, but this paint job was done by Superboy Sauce. Awesome paint job on it. It's purple, it's pretty. Really sticks out, makes it a unique gun out there on the field. Next up, for the sight, that is a Novridge short dot. It's a great short dot. It's under $100. I have 2 of these. One I have on my M14, and then one I have on this guy. It's great. I love this thing. The eye relief is perfect on it. It's got I can't remember what this is called, but it just makes everything not blurry. It's a 1/4 short dot. I usually just keep it at 4. Eye relief is great on it. This is usually where I have the stock right there, and it's perfect. I could even go back a little bit farther, so it's about 3 inches for the eye relief. I love it. It's great. I've had no issues with it. My favorite part is how easy it is to adjust the windage and elevation. It's just these knobs up here. And it's not easy to turn these. They're stiff enough, but you know, if you have good rough clothing that could have possibly turned these in the middle of a game while you're running around and stuff, it's easy enough to sight down your sight again. Just adjust everything on the fly. It's great. I love this thing. I've had no issues with it. It's held zero pretty well. Little nub here to make it easy to switch from 1 to 4, but 90% of the time I keep it at 4. It's mostly to go find people out in the distance. I have terrible eyesight, so I gotta have some kind of zoom dot in here. Next up, stock. This is a Ranger Armory Minimalist stock, and this is a Thordsen buffer tube and the adapter for a Picatinny stock. This is a real steel version of this. Why I could not find any Airsoft copies of it anywhere. They were out of stock, or it just wasn't available, which is what I just said. I do have the real steel version of this because this Ranger Armory version was not available anywhere. But so yeah, I did buy the Gucci version of this, which was 3 times as much as this one, and I regret that. But either way, it's cool. And yes, Superboy Sauce painted it to match the purple. It does get a little scratched up, but my camera there, scratched up there from cheek welding and bumping my plate carrier and mags and all that. But yeah, I like it. It's very small, very compact, real nice, easily adjustable. Not a lot of wiggle back there. It's pretty cool. Internally, what have we done to this? Well, no, wait. For the sling, this is a T-Rex Arm Sling. I really love this one. It's long enough. I pretty much use this on anything, but this is a primary sling I use for the MCX. Easily adjustable whenever I need. I do have some Amazon Magpie versions, knockoffs, I should say, that it's so hard to switch in there. Like, I really have to yank on it to get it going. So I went ahead and spent a little bit more money to get this, but it's a T-Rex one. Highly recommend it. It's really comfortable sling, really nice. A lot of room for expansion, and I do have it looped around the stock back here. I've ran it a few times and it's very comfortable. Now internally, the only thing I've done, since this is pretty much built by VFC, and VFC, kind of a big deal. The only thing that I've done was switch out the bucking to a Prometheus purple soft bucking, the inner barrel to I believe it's a Maple Leaf 6.03 millimeter barrel, and an M125 spring. That's all I've done. Since this shot perfect out of the box, I didn't see any reason to do anything else to it. I thought about putting a gate tighten in there, but I didn't want to deal with it. Mostly because the one I bought was a V3. I wasn't paying attention. So now I still have that thing, and I'm going to try and sell it or something. I don't know. Maybe give it away. I can't tell what I'm going to do with it. But everything else is stock. M125 spring, purple Promi, 6.03 inner barrel. This sucker shoots laser beams consistently. I've not had any issues. Like the first thing, when I first installed the M125 in here, it shot at about 450, 460 FPS, which is about a DMR roll, 50-foot engagement distance over D14. After a few months of playing, it finally dropped down to about 430, which is perfect. It's 20-foot engagement on that one, and it's perfect. It still shoots around 200, 220, around 250 feet max. It's beautiful. It's just sighting the laser beams, and hopefully when I run this out this weekend, I'm going to have the run cam running. Thanks again, Superboy Sauce. So we could see those BBs just fly out there. I know I've had this gun running in a few videos, and yeah, you can just tell this sucker just fires at laser beams. But yeah, the M125 spring just perfectly settled in at 430 FPS, and it's just perfect. For magazines, I normally run KTS APM 1s, mid caps. I put this in there, but I do have BBs in here. I don't want to accidentally shoot up my work monitors here. I usually run EPM 1s. I ordered a few more. I love these mags. But when you get them, pro tip from a noob like me, go ahead and load them up with BBs and just leave them in there for a couple weeks, because that spring is so strong that sometimes it'll have feeding issues with your M4. Okay, now if I'm running a smaller rig, I will run, like I have a little, one of those little, it's like a fanny pack for your chest, a little chest rig. 3 mags run 4 these. Sometimes if it's big, a lot of people there, sometimes you want to run 4 mags, but sometimes I'll have the 3 mags here as a backup, and I'll run this Sentinel Gears drum mag. It's pretty cool. I think I got 0.3s right here right now, but it's an auto wind. It's not an auto wind. You got to push this little button here to wind them up. Comes with a little rechargeable battery right there. I heard you can switch it out with a 9-volt battery, but I don't know. I've done that to other pieces of electronics before, random batteries, and it just burnt out the motor. So I'm not going to do that. I'll just leave it with the rechargeable battery until it dies. Then I'll try the 9-volt out. But yeah, I'll either have 0.28s or 0.3s in this guy. Eventually I'm going to try out some 0.32s, but I'm kind of saving that for my M14, which is another great rifle, which I'll probably do another one of these videos if you guys want. But yeah, this guy is a beast. For stock, I normally have it out here, about the second or third spot, and that's it. This can do whatever I want. I could just run this like an LMG and have the drum mag, and it's perfect. I love this thing. Anyway, this is my little purple monster. It's a great rifle. Peace out. Let me know if you want me to do another one of these. Call your hits.